Hello everybody.
Hello folks.
Welcome to the May issue of Pole Fishing Magazine. We're doing a little video blog. We're the pole fishing team, aren't we?
Yep, I'm Matt Godfrey.
I'm Tom Scoley, and between us and various other very good looking and attractive people, but obviously not quite as good looking and attractive as us, we put together the magazine every month. So what the purpose of this little exercise is just to talk you through what features are in the magazine, so if any of it takes your interest, you can go to your local shop and
Buy a copy.
Excellent. So let's start at the beginning, Matthew. Now, I don't know quite how this has happened, but you've got the lead feature this month.
I certainly have, Thomas. Now, the lead feature this month is called Out of the Comfort Zone. And it came about, we was having a little debate in the office about whether natural water anglers or commercial anglers have a better upbringing. So if you brought up on commercials, are you a better angler? Or if you brought up on canals, are you a better angler? So we've put it to the test with Jamie Hughes and Matt Derry, two fantastic, pretty young anglers, aren't they? Matt Derry's an England international, Jamie Hughes won this year's Fishermania final. So if you want to see how they got on,
it's a very, very good feature actually.
Yeah,
I thought it was very interesting.
Very different, isn't it?
Yes, and the result isn't necessarily what you'd expect either. So
You might be surprised.
now the second feature I shot actually with a good friend of mine, Mr. Callum Dix. He said, come down, I want to take you on the docks in Bristol, which is something different. Now, I've never actually been to Bristol city centre, but it's a chuffing nice place. And the biggest thing I couldn't believe, where we fished, he's fished in sort of 12 foot of water off like this sort of harbour wall, you might call it, and there's this big boat next to him, and he says, you know what that is, Tom? I said, what? He says, that's a nightclub. So he's like fishing next to this nightclub that's also a boat, and well, he's caught a load of bream and skimmers and roach and all sorts. Probably the most interesting, or certainly along with Port Talbot docks, which I did a feature on a couple of years ago, one of the most interesting venues I've ever been to, and well, I think it's a cracking feature.
Feature looks great, doesn't it? You can't believe he's actually fishing there, can you?
That gives you a little bit of idea of what to expect, but if you buy the magazine, you'll have a better idea.
I want to go and fish there now.
Right, now this feature, what can we say about it? We got our little mate to shoot us this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Mr. Craig Butterfield.
Mr. Craig Butterfield, aka the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
He is world champion karate, and he went out with Jimmy Brooks for a feature. Now, people from Norfolk have got a bad reputation, haven't they, really?
Yeah.
Undeserved reputation, and Jimmy's actually a nice kid.
Yeah, he's not the best looking of chaps, is he? But
Well, no, you can't really help that.
No.
He can fish quite well. Saying that, you said you used to like him.
no, I've never liked him.
Oh, you did?
No,
I
never.
can remember it, Whiteacres. And this feature, basically it's about being aggressive, isn't it?
Big
attacking.
pots full of bait.
So it's about attacking your peg, and it's a very nice feature.
Very lovely net of fish.
Jimmy's done us proud. Now in this feature, Jimmy's actually in a Daiwa hoodie and a Daiwa cap, but we happen to know that as a result of shooting this feature, he's been signed up to MIDI as a sponsored angler.
Bless him.
So,
Well done, Jimmy.
yes, so that's something good's come out of that already for him, hasn't it?
Hey, look who's here now.
Now we're turning over on page 26 now, and this was another feature I shot, and this was a lovely day out with somebody who I regard to be one of the best natural venue anglers in the country, and that's Mr. Simon Fields of Ultimate Barnsley Backsford. Now, Simon actually won last year's Division 1 National on the Trent and Mersey Canal. He is an excellent canal angler. So we went out to the Stainforth and Keeper Canal, and he proceeded to catch me about probably 18-20 pound of roach on hemp. But the feature's not really about that, is it?
No, it tells you a little bit about Simon, doesn't it? I had a quick flick through it, and I've found some things out about him I didn't previously know.
No. And the most exciting and interesting thing he tells us about, which is also slightly disturbing, is the effect that a man known as the White Glove Man has had on his life. So you have to buy the magazine to find out who he is. Ah, one of yours.
Ah, he's a lovely bloke, isn't he?
Well, his nickname is Nice Guy Sci-Fi, isn't it? It all rhymes,
There we go.
and it's true.
That were a lovely day out. Like, it took me to Packington Summers Fishery. He says, "Come on, I'm going to catch you some massive bream on the pole." He says, "Ooh, you sure you can do that?" He says, "Yep." He says, "I'll make sure I do it." And we went, and he not only caught some very large bream, he caught a cracking mixed bag of fish. Caught some big perch, some crucians, and with a very, very simple approach. And since then, I've actually done it myself and had some good days.
He's an excellent angler, Simon, and a good friend, and I think the feature looks great. I think it's spot on. And now we come to the new series. Now this is something that we both felt quite passionate about.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe that any instructional feature in a magazine that's truly instructional has got to come from the very, very top of the sport. And if you want to have your question answered, it's got to come from the very best anglers. And well, they don't get any better than Alan Scotthorne, do they?
Most certainly not.
So our new Q&A, if you like, style series is called Ask Alan, and it's where people write into the magazine and get their questions answered by none other than Mr. Alan Scotthorne.
And the first part of the series is actually all about floats, isn't it? You know how detailed Alan is about his floats and what he uses, and he's given you a right in-depth guide here, hasn't he?
It's that's just the first of the two DPSs that it's on, but it's a lovely feature, and I'm dead happy with how it's turned out. And I think that this series is just going to go from strength to strength.
Oh yeah, we've had loads of interest, haven't we, already?
We've got the chance for people to win some Dredden prizes as well. 100 quid's off the Dredden tackle up for grabs for the best question every month. So
make sure you write in.
Yeah, definitely.
Ask him.
Now this lad,
Mr. Lee Wright.
he is a very good angler, very, very good natural venue angler, fishes for the same team as me. And he's one of them,
Supposed to be good then, isn't he?
well, yeah, naturally.
Supposed to be good.
I taught him everything he knows, you know.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Even
right.
Darren Bickerton, I sort of shaped him.
Yeah.
Oh. Great angler, lovely kid. He took me on the Trent and Mersey Canal, caught me a lovely net of perch and roach. And the really nice thing about this feature is it's gone beyond what a lot of people sort of look at and think about. You know, I've not really focused on sort of everyday things that everybody does. I've gone right into detail on the little tippy things that he reckons make the difference between catching £5 and £7, and that, as you know, is probably the difference often between winning a canal match and not winning a penny. So I was really happy with how that feature's turned out. Our friend from the southwest, isn't it? The old carrot cruncher. No, he's from further down than Bristol.
Even more further down.
Yeah, he's further down than Des, isn't he?
Bristol and Avon Fire Services.
Yeah, that's who he works for. Bristol's a fireman, you know.
What's he using their tea bags for there?
He's using their tea bags to breed red worms. So yeah, he goes on about worms this month. A lovely little two-pager. Richard, I believe, to be one of the best angling columnists there is. He's a funny man, rotund, isn't he? He even looks funny, doesn't he?
You can't say that about him.
Well, what good's he going to be? If your house were burning down, would you want him coming up a ladder to get you out?
Rather have him than you.
Look at the size of him. Like a little barrel, anyway.
He's not a bad angler, this chap, is he?
No, he's not bad. Not bad. What do you call him? Billy what?
No, don't call him that.
You do. Billy Sultana, you call him, but it's actually Will Raisin. He's got a brilliant 4-page feature in there, basically going through the top bait combos at this time of year. You know, another top angler. They don't get any better than the likes of Will, Allen and Des, in my opinion. I think this feature is very strong.
What have we got next, Thomas?
We've got a little review about my pole, which I've written about the pole, well, the series of poles that I've used for the last 4 years, I think it is
quite
now.
a long time you've had them
The
now.
GXR series of poles, and it comes from the heart, really, so that's nice. And we've got your new gear section.
Yeah, went out, didn't we? Had a day on the bank.
Definitely.
Trying some new bits and bobs out, some new bait.
That was a
In
nice...
the shop soon.
Ah.
Oh, he's back. Look, he's back already.
He just can't keep away, can he? No, John Arthur left 2 months ago, and he's been in every issue since, I believe, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got him here, feeding and reaping at Docklow Pools.
And I tell you what, it's a blooming good article, is that?
Again, it's sort of similar to Lee Wright's in a way, although it's about a totally different style of fishing. What I think John's done here, he's gone up below the surface. You know, there's certain things that everybody does when they're pellet fishing. You know, there's certain things that can't really be told, or, you know, sort of told time and again. But he has given there some tips that probably make the difference between catching 40 or 50 pound or 80 and 100 pound. His feeding, his float choice. And the thing is, he does it a little bit different, doesn't he?
He does. He's not your average Joe, is he, John? He's got his own style, and I think a lot of people can learn a lot from him.
So if you can get past the fact that he doesn't look great on the page, he is pig ugly. The actual article itself
ain't too bad.
No.
Another little new series we've got here, isn't it?
Yes, it was the first series I think that you've had to name since me and you began doing this together, and I thought it was quite strange that you called it Sticky
Situations.
Hmm.
That's exactly what it's about, Thomas.
Okay.
It's about sticky situations. The old problems that you have when you're trying to fish a pole, and we've started this one off with a problem that Tom has quite a lot of, and that's
Wind
a
problems.
wind problem.
You can't blame that one on me. You're the one who's known as Flatulent Jack around the office, aren't you? Eh?
Certainly not.
So yeah, it's about coping with wind. I think Matt's done a brilliant piece here. He's asked 3 top anglers, Lee Carey, Simon Wilsmore and Les Thompson, about their tips for coping with wind. I certainly took a lot away from it. In fact, I think what Les Thompson suggested I actually used last week, which was good. Every month you get your little slot, don't you, mate?
Yeah,
Matt's
certainly
month.
do.
It's another comical read. We haven't got any black hookers this month, have we, mate?
No, we
last
haven't.
month?
We haven't.
But we have got a red tench, which
Caught
is...
by a Frenchman.
Now, what about this one?
Ooh, yes.
We've got the first of our competitions, the Dynamite Baits competition. £752 of swim stim bait for you to win. Now, swim stim really, if any bait doesn't need an introduction, it's swim stim, isn't it?
No.
It's probably the most, or certainly one of the most popular and successful bait ranges in the history of bait ranges.
Stood the test of time, catches loads of fish, and look how much is in the range now.
It's just grown
Krill,
and grown,
ground
hasn't it?
baits, pellets, expanders.
And they've stuck to the winning formula. It seems to be working, so that's another great competition. Right, Adam Richards. Take control is the headline, Matt. Talk to me.
He said to me, he says, Matt, he says, how do you fancy coming to one of the snaggiest venues in the country?
Right.
He took me to a place up near York called the Willows Fishery, and I got there and I thought, wow, and these big trees growing out in the middle of the lake, and he says, yeah, I'm going to catch you some big carp against them on the pole. And I thought, ooh, I wouldn't fancy that. But he takes a very different approach to it, and he caught me some big carp on the pole.
Lovely feature. I like Adam. He's a character, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
He's looking quite rosy-cheeked in this. I must
It
say.
was very cold. We had a very cold wind that day.
Now we've got our little funny stories slot. Now this month we've actually been sponsored by Bag and Match Baits.
Bag and Match Baits.
So it's a nice, nice bit of comic relief in
Yeah.
the middle there. If ever you sat on the toilet and you need a giggle, that's the
read.
one to have a read of. Now then, Taming Bronzebacks.
The old bream tamer, Mr. Andy Oldham, Hallcroft Fishery. Now, this winter I think he won about 3 matches in a row before we did this feature. So I had to go and investigate what he was doing, and I'm sure you'll agree he's got some very good little tactics on the go, hasn't he?
It's a brilliant piece. As far as anglers that perhaps don't get the limelight they deserve nowadays go, I think Andy's one of them. You know, he was on when I got into fishing, probably 8, 9, a bit longer, 10 years ago. He was on the fringe of the England team, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, he is one of the
UK champion.
best all-round anglers, certainly from the Sheffield Rotherham area, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, great feature. Now this feature was sent to me by Cathal Hughes. It was actually shot by his wife. Now Cathal, again, is a name that doesn't need any introduction. He's won the World Pairs Championships 2 years on the trot. You know, the Irish Festival, 50 grand a year, along with his partner Phil Jackson, and he's given us a masterclass in this feature about whip fishing.
Something that we don't do a lot of, isn't it, nowadays?
It is, but I think it's certainly something I've wondered about.
I kind of want to go and do a bit now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I mean,
Definitely.
This looks great where he's fished. He's had 14 kilos of roach and perch on the whip in just 3 hours. You know, look at that. Stunning venue. So that's well worth a read.
And it's called King of the Swingers.
Definitely. Back to basics. Nice, it's a nice sort of one page, a little simple piece. Matt, that you put that together.
Yeah, I've done that one this month, haven't I?
And what we're focused on?
We've focused on 3 little commercial tactics, talking about sort of baits you can use this time of year, a little rig diagram showing you what sort of rigs would be suitable, and a few little tips on feeding. For 3 different tactics, you'll definitely catch you a few more fish.
A lovely little feature. And now we come to the big competition, don't we? Mather have very generously given up an Enigma pole for you to win. It's worth £1,335. It's the Enigma Carp Series 2.
You've actually fished with that one, haven't you,
I
Tom?
tested it as well in the test page that are coming up shortly. Lovely piece of kit. I would happily use one. And yeah, we've got one for you to win. So, Darren Cox,
Oh, he's here again.
DPS, regular columnist in there. What are we on about this month, Matt?
He's decided to talk about F1s this month. I mean, people are starting to go and fish commercial matches, all the club matches have started, it's getting a bit warmer, loads of fish about, and there'll be a lot of F1s getting caught, so he's told you exactly how he would tackle a commercial for F1s.
Nice feature, simple, but a lot of tactics in there. Right, now the big pole test. Now, I've been really looking forward to getting to this point in the magazine because it's not very often you get a chance to go out with an angler such as Matt and basically give him a lesson. Now, he's a decent angler. He's come a long way since he's been travelling with me. But there's still a few things you can learn, and I think you'll agree you learnt a lot, didn't you, on our pole test this month?
Yeah, I learned an awful lot, Thomas. Yeah, certainly did. Really thoroughly enjoyed it.
What part did you enjoy best? Was it?
I enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed the whole day out.
Did you?
Yeah.
What about returning with a big red handprint on your bottom?
Who's to say I did?
Well, the clue's in there, isn't it, I suppose? Basically, I'm going to tell you, because I don't mind, I gave him a right battering. So if you want to read it.
Let's just say it was very close.
I don't get a chance to do this very often, so when I do, I'm going to make the most of it. We've got a nice head to where we tested two cracking... Stop it. Stop it, Ginnies. Got two cracking pole reviews. We've got the XK55
from Midi,
which you gave a nice review for. Lovely piece of kit. And then I tested the Enigma Series 2, which again is a cracking pole.
Caught some very big fish on it that day, didn't
we?
We
had some big and short, didn't we? Which was nice. Now this is the controversial one, isn't it?
Yes, this is something you've probably never seen before, ladies and gentlemen. An indoor fishery.
This has caused some contention already on the internet, hasn't it?
Yeah, loads of banter on Facebook about it, haven't we? Be keen to know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, we've been to Cast Northwest, which is a indoor fishery near Crewe with Andy May. So we'll say no more about that, but read it if you want to see
Find out what it's all about.
Yeah. And finally, we come to the grand finale.
So far we've had Alan Scotthorne, Will Raisin, and now we're on to Des.
Yeah, we've got half the England team, over half the England team.
Over half the men's
Callum
England
Dix.
team. Yeah.
We're all in here. So, Des Ship's Diary. Again, we started this last month exclusively in Pole Fishing Magazine. He's talking through his last month of matches, basically. He's actually put some fairly strong opinions across this month, which isn't usual for Des, but I saw a different side to him when I wrote this. He's come right out of the woodwork and he's not minced his words. So if you want to hear what he thinks about Narra Canal fishing, buy the magazine. So it's on sale from today. Today's Friday let's just check the date, haven't we? Friday the 4th of April. It's on sale from today. Or you can subscribe by visiting our website, www.polefishingmagazine.com. And we hope you enjoy the magazine as much as we've enjoyed putting it together.
Thank you very much,
Matt, before we go, I want you to tell him a joke. Think quick.
What do you call a man with a shovel on his head?
Go on.
Doug!
What do you call a man without a shovel on his head?
Go on.
Douglas.